Travis asked on the Friday after the last, please hold. In a please hold for Dave Sim from July 4th, 2019, Matt mentioned to Eddie that there is a lost VHS tape of the Making of Cerebus number 104. Has this been found? No. If it were found, would it be released to the public? Well, probably not public because the public wouldn't be interested, but to Cerebus fans and the Making of Cerebus cult, yeah, definitely would be. It sounds very interesting. It was. We got the video recorder either for that specific trip or at least recently around there, and it was, well, okay, we're going down to see Bob. Why don't we record the whole thing and then see if we can make a show of it? And one of the first things we did was use Pink Floyd music in it. Trying to remember the lines from the song. I can't even remember which song it is. Kicking around in your hometown, looking for some little something to do, and a shot of a close-up of my feet on one of the end tables with my one toe sort of tapping up and down, and then the phone rings and I answer the phone. So it's all staged stuff, but it was what the heck? This is going to be pretty interesting. We're going to see Bob. We're staying at his place. If we have a video camera, I don't think the whole thing will be entirely dull, and it certainly wasn't. But as soon as you start using Pink Floyd music, no, you won't be able to release this commercially or do anything with it in that sense. So once we got it all shot and edited it down to whatever it was, I think about an hour and a half, then it was okay. Well, the '92 tour was coming up, and it was, well, all of these people are waiting in line for autographs. Why don't we get a monitor and a VHS tape player from the hotel and play it, and people can watch it while they're waiting in line. And that didn't work at all. It was in Minneapolis, strangely enough, which is where Jeff lived. In a hotel that was facing the giant open pit where Mall of America was going to be, which was just a weird hallucination at the time and is now the Mall of America. And so disappointed that it didn't have the effect that it was supposed to have, which was going to be, everybody would be watching this and while they were waiting in line, and everybody just waited in line and sort of, tried to see what we were doing or just stared around or whatever. So it's like one of those, well, okay, thought it was a good idea, didn't work out, so we'll try something else next time. But that made me forget the fact that, okay, that's the only copy of the tape, and it's sitting in the machine. And we folded up the tents at the end of the day, and went back to the hotel room, went out for dinner, went to the hotel, went to the airport, and I think it was at the airport that I went, I don't have the tape. I should have ejected the tape and made sure that I had it. And it was the only edited copy, and Gerard said, I'm pretty sure that I've got all the raw footage. And then he got home and looked for the raw footage, and no, he didn't have the raw footage. So it's lost, but it was definitely interesting. Anytime I talk to Bob Burton on the phone, he always says, "What about that tape? Did you ever find that tape, Bob?" You asked me that. I think every 6 months since 1987. It's now the 21st century. No, the tape is gone.
I mean, have you called the hotel and asked them to check the lost and found one more time?
You always do that, but you always know better. That it's like the hotel didn't have a VHS machine that they keep on hand for guests. They went out and rented it somewhere, and okay, yeah, we'll get you one of those, and pick it up the night before, charge the guest for it. Okay, this guest is gone. Here's the checklist of things you got to go through. Here's the machine, and just went, okay, return the machine to whoever we rented it from, and the people that they rented it from probably didn't even notice until the next time they rented the machine that, oh, there's a tape in this. It's like, oh, okay. Is there anything on it? They hit play and went, no, it's just some guys goofing around. So there you go. I could tell you like clips from it that I remember, because I don't remember too many of those. I remember Bob reading his poetry, and I remember panning across the pages. The whole idea of doing this was Bob was just getting pathologically slow, which was weird karma, considering that Lamar Waldron, who was his roommate back in the day of the Atlanta Fantasy Fair, when that was starting going, was having to do a comic strip for the Visions, the Atlanta Fantasy Fair booklet, and was anguishing about it. And Bob would go out and go on a hoodle, because that's what hoodlums do, and then come back, and Lamar's still anguishing about this. So Bob went, you're just making this more difficult than it needs to be. They just want a five-page comic strip. Here, I'll show you how to do it. And he sat down and did the first Flaming Carrot story. And I think it took him 4 hours, 5 hours to do a 3-page or 4-page carrot story. And there, see, don't overthink it. Just sit down and slap some stuff down on the page. Just have some fun with it. And by 1987, Bob was down to doing, one issue a year of the Carrot. So I was hoping that Gerhard and I, going to Atlanta and buying 2 drawing boards and setting them up at Bob's place, and buying the illustration boards and all of the art materials. Okay, you're going to draw the Carrot, and you're going to write the Carrot, and I'm going to draw Cerebus and write Cerebus. Gerhard's going to do the backgrounds, and we're going to get this whole issue done in 10 days, which is why we called the tape The Making of 104, 10 Days That Shook Atlanta. And it didn't work, unfortunately. And it's one of those, why do those things happen? Why does somebody like Bob Burton, who knows you're overthinking this, just sit down and do it? It's a comic strip. Nobody cares. Just fill up the pages so that you can give it to the people and they can print it. People can read it. And then inside of, well, when did Visions come out? Would have been 79? I think 79, 78 or 79. And by 1987, Bob Burton is frozen solid when it comes to just sitting down and doing the Carrot. It's one of those, as long as it doesn't happen to me, please God. And happening to me as well. We'll get into that a little later on as well.
Well, I have my list of Matt's stupid projects keeps getting bigger and bigger. Of, oh yeah, I wanted to do this stupid thing, and I want to do that stupid thing. It's like, I have 4 or 5 different service and hell ideas that, you should really work on this, and it's like, yeah, I'm tired. I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
The other day I was at work, and like a year or two, actually, it's probably closer to 3 years ago. The Service and Hell Brain Trust was lamenting that there are no bootlegs of any issues of Service and Hell on the bootleg download sites. Nobody's scanned in copies and has them. And
right.
And I went, oh, okay, and I did a quick sketch of a parody sketch of the cover of Batvark #1, and went, there you guys go. Now there's a bootleg. And Hobbs was enthusiastic of, keep going, do more. And so I did 1 page of, it's a parody of Batman Year 1 when Bruce Wayne is sitting in the study bleeding and the bat's about to come through the window. And it's Batvark, writing his diary to his father, dear Dad, I forget exactly how I phrased it, but at one point it's, if I ring the bell, Alfred will come, and he'll give me Band-Aids and kiss my boo-boos. Nobody's kissed my boo-boos since that night all those years ago. It's just, 1 page, 3 panels, and I did it really quick, and then I was lettering it in the back of Paula's car when we were driving somewhere, so the handwritten, diary entry looks super like this guy's dying of blood loss. And I scanned it and sent it to them. They're like, this is great, keep going. And they're like, yeah, guys, I actually have other things I need to do. This was a one-time joke. You don't... But I was at work.
I've got 2 kids, for crying out loud.
Well, but I was at work this week, and I'm like, I should really get back to that. Because, I mean, it's very Iguana versus Beer of, it doesn't matter what I plan, I'm just going to do a page, and that page will suggest the next page, which suggests the next page, because in my head I'm going, I have this 50 years of Batman book from the 80s that my dad got me, and I'll flip through and find Batman stuff I want to make fun of, because there is a lot of Batman stuff you can make fun of with Batvark. And I'm going, but the whole point was, it's a bootleg. It's supposed to be dumb, and it's not supposed to be well done. It's a bootleg. And I'm going, why am I going to waste time doing this when I have, Vark Wars 3 I could be working on? I could be working on, this idea. I could be cleaning the house. It's like, and in the back of my head, this little voice going, yeah, but it's funny. And if as long as you're laughing at it, keep going. And it's like, yeah, but what are we going to do? Scan it in, make a PDF and give it away to people or sell it to people? I mean, at the very least, we send a copy to you, and you go, this is great, let's print it. And it's like, in my head, I'm going, Dave's going to look at this and be like, no way this sees print. No way anyone gets to see this ever. Because it's going to look terrible because it's a bootleg.
Right. And that's part of the idea, is you're just going to bootleg through it. Just as fast as your little hand can put it down on paper. We don't know what aspects of our personality are in the way, and what aspects of our personality are facilitating stuff. That's going to come up later on as well.